now I am going to present a history of the password security. This paper is written at 1979. So first of all, we will start with the introduction, and after that we will see the first solution prologue and its inconvenient. After that we will see the first schema and attack of on this approach, and the uncoded solution, and the improvement to the first approach. And finally,
can I interrupt? Who is Ken Thompson? Who is the author? Can you go back?
Yes, they wrote just this name.
Who is Ken Thompson? Inventor of C programming language.
Okay.
One of them.
So the password security in the Unix time-sharing system, it's provided by a collection of programs whose elaborate and strange design is the outgrowth of many years in the experiment. So to have develop a secure system, we have had continuing competition with two systems, or with two types of guides. The first one is aimed to attack the security of the system, is the bad guy, and the second one aimed to devise a new technique to resist the new attack, is the good guy. So this competition has been in the same vein as the competition of long standing between the manufacturer of armor plate and those of the armor tracing shell. So we have two types of user. The first one, it doesn't need a security, so it can run completely in open system without passwords. However, in the second one, it's required all of their users to have a password to gain a high degree of security against penetration of the system by unauthorized users. So the password system must be not only to prevent any access from the outside to the system, but also it must prevent users who are already logged in the system. For example, some users, maybe he has the access of in the file for reading, but not for writing. So
the passwords are not only for preventing unauthorized users,
yes,
but also preventing authorized users,
yes,
from doing incorrect things.
So the password security, it's an important component of the system security. So especially in the remote access system, so they are vulnerable to penetration by other sites. So the good system security involves realistic evaluation of the risk, not only of the deliberate attacks, but also of the causal or authorized access and accident disclosure. So the first solution or implementation of the password was in Unix. Unix was implemented as a password file that contained the actual password of all the users. So all the password of the user will be in the same file. So this file should be protected as much as possible.
Which file is that?
This first prologue. This prologue. It's the first.
etc/etc passwd.
So many programs must get information of various kinds about the user of the system, and this program is general should have no special permission to read the password file. So the administration of this program will be cost, and this information should be replicated into a number of files. So although historically this had been the technique used for remote access system, it was completely not enough for several reasons. So this technique is not good to lapse in the security because loss can be occur when we modify this file or when we make a copies of this for privileged users. Privileged users, they have a high priority. So the most memorable lapse in this scenario was in the early of the 60s. One system administrator was editing the password file, and another system administrator was editing the daily message that is imprinted on everyone's terminal for login. So unfortunately, they had error an error, and they changed the context of each administrator. So the password was printed in everyone's terminals.
What was it?
They have two administrators in this system. One do the administration of the password, and other write the daily message.
etc MOTD. One file was etc MOTD, one file was etc passwd. That was a software error, so it was not a security error, I think. Anyway, go ahead.
So, as a solution for this problem, so they don't put the password in the file because if the contact of the system are put on the magnetic tab for backup, everyone who has the access of this magnetic tab, they can read this file, and and for example, when this error happened, so the cost was very big. The cost of the changing and the password of all the user was very big. So this system is not good, and it needs a high cost. So as solution for it, the first schema aimed to arrange the password not appear in the system at all.
So the solution is to not store passwords in the file.
Yes, they encrypting the password, and after that they put in the encrypting password in the system. So, so the users, when the user later tries to log into this system, the password of this user will encrypt and will compare with the encrypting password for deciding if this user is.
Why don't we then decrypt the encrypted password to get the original password? Can we do it?
Because we don't know the user. Every user chooses the different password.
Yes, but if we know the output, can we know can we calculate the input?
No.
Why? I'm just trying to give ideas. It might be
because
stimulating. Yeah.
So you mean that we give the system the decrypt, and after that we will do decrypt algorithm, and then get the.
Can we do it? The answer is no.
Yes.
Why? Anybody else can answer? Assume that you are taking the modulus of a number.
Yes.
Talking to everybody. And your number is x. X modulus 10 is 7.
Okay.
When I give you the number 7, can
yes.
you calculate the original
I
number?
cannot, because maybe there is a lot of number has the modulo 7 with 10.
Yeah, because the original number is not.
Yes. So
it's one-way transformation.
So most of the standard, but this solution also has some problems. So because most of this standard encryption method used in the past, especially in the past, are easy to invert. So, and suppose that the bad guy has the available text. Maybe this guy could take the password file, the encrypting file, and suppose that it has enough computing capacity for calculate all the output of this algorithm.
That's what I was asking.
So we have two approaches of penetration. The first one is to attempt to find a general method of inverting the encrypting algorithm, but this is too hard. So as instead of this, other tries to do K-search.
Yes.
They trying potential password until one succeed. This is general encrypting.
You don't have to read all of it.
Okay. So as we see in this table, so until n equal 5, we can calculate all the combination of this password using 128 ASCII code at 500 days. So this is very easy to calculate.
So how many letters then is viable in 1979 for a good password?
It's 6. 6 is
good.
Good, yes, because they need 174.
But PDP is 11, so it's like.
Instead of trying randomly, they found other solution. They use word list. This word they means that in general all the user prefer like number of telephone or number or names or something has mean. So they tried this combination. After that, they goes to try it randomly. So they did some experimentation. They give the freedom to the users to choose any. There is no constraint to choosing the password. But the results were disappointing, except for the bad guy. So as we see, that five users five passwords were single ASCII character, and 72 is from just 2 ASCII character.
So they are given like that, so you don't have to repeat them.
Okay.
So what do we understand from that?
Like all the in general users, they don't know the ideal method for choosing the password. Like
mostly they were 5 or 6,
yeah.
4, 5, 6.
So So as a solution for this problem, an uncandidate solution is given. They control the system control the user. They didn't give the user is not free to choosing the password. The system generated. Like in this system, they generated 2 power 15 value randomly. So now we will see some improvement to the first approach. So for the solution of encrypting the password, the first one is to use the first 8 of the password to generate a random password, and do this for 25 times. So the second solution is the predictable password. So they controlled if the user enter an alphabetic password shorter than 6, or the user uses the same letters. So they refused this password, and they want to enter again the password. The third solution is the stale password. So they code in the system in 12 bytes, and after that they do this randomly. And because they're using the clock, so they combine the clock when we enter the password with the password, and will be too difficult to find the password because they combine the password with plus the clock. So, and other solution is to using this chips to encrypting. This algorithm has 3 tables to entering. They change it 1, and the last solution is now it's using. So they need to enter the username and after that the password. So the security will be better. And as a conclusion, so the issue of password security is probably better than other systems. So the use of encrypted password appears reasonably secure in the absence of attention in this expert. So we have 2 types of bad guy. The first one aim to found just particular password, and the second one aim to find all the combination of the password, all the password of the system. It attacks the system. So recognize that a time sharing system must operate in hostile environment is the last solution. Thank you for listening.
Okay, question.
So, what is the disadvantage of the product solution?
Product? Product
This file. The first solution, they write all the password in the same file. So, what is inconvenient?
Product means introduction.
Yes.
It's
the introduction of this solution.
Yeah, but the question, what was the question?
What is the solution? What is the solution of the using just one file contain all the password of the system?
What is disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Yes.
That will be too easy. Find something different.
Like it is enough to when increase the number of the number of the letter of password, it will be enough for reducing the security of the system. Like
the answer is
like it's not enough because we need to augment, increase n, and at the same time we need to combine. Like just don't use the same letters or.
If you have a password that contains the same character
Yes.
10 times,
Yeah.
such as K, 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 is it going to be easier for an attacker to discover it?
Yes, it will be easy
How?
because it's the first suggested combination in this program. They tried
All the combinations?
yes.
In terms of all the combinations, K, 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 and A, B, C, D, F, G are the same, I think.
Not a like you can add something like they add the clock, they add some information.
To the password.
Yes.
You mean the numbers and other characters, right? Not only letters, but numbers and special characters.
Yes.
Putting numbers. My question is for everybody. Putting numbers instead of letters, is it better or is it worse?
Only numbers or mixed?
No.
Range is range.
Yes, because we have just 9
One
numbers.
type of attack is brute force attack. The second type of attack is the dictionary attack. When we are talking about dictionary attack, yes, the addition of numbers are better. But when we are talking about brute force attack, all the letters are better because you have more possibilities.
Yes.
And when you have more possibilities, having a password from K, 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 K is no difference than 10 times K is same power with 10 times different, 10 different letters. They will be the same. And 9 different letters plus number will be easier to discover because you have 10 numbers and 26 letters.
Yes.
And the idea is
To encrypt.
that to encrypt, never store the password. Also develop because now we are switching back to server-based systems again with the e-commerce, everything. We store everything somewhere with the cloud. What I think is validation should be done in multiple locations. For example, half of the password should be verified in some place, the other half of the password should be verified in another place, and the results should be combined, and then you will be validated. In that case, only single site will not be responsible for encryption or decryption. That could be the one idea. Time-based passwords, which are generated with time, where the banks are using it now, right? You know that? Key generators. Key generators can be a solution, and that's it, I think. Thank you.